Somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat, sure, yes. Some would say significantly, but yes.
As the third seed from the LEC will take on the first seed from the LPL. We're getting ready for our first game of the Swiss stage here at Worlds 2024.
It will indeed be the lane swap as we get into this first game of the day. Remember, win 3, you are through to the bracket stage. Lose 3, and you are out. Yeah, highlighted it so beautifully earlier. Of course, any elimination or qualification games will be best of 3. Otherwise, quick couple of best of 1s.
Okay, let's look at this early setup.
30 seconds
so far,
spawn.
a lot of pings coming down, information trying to be garnered from both sides. You can see MDK's bot lane already hovering around the top side jungle. They need to keep track of any potential wards being invested from either side.
On already getting aggressive onto Alvaro. We'll just try to walk him down. Proccing the plasma would be decent.
Gonna force him to base, likely, as Knight also took a bit of damage for Scowie. Gonna flash,
yeah. Flash forward. Charm start coming in from Knight, forcing the flash out from Frescowie. We're gonna force the back and likely the TP as well. Devastating for MDK at level 1, and they've still got the Tristana on the top side of the map. This is a really difficult position to start a lane swap from, especially because they're on vision.
Sweeper gonna come through. Are they looking to invade this? I think that'd be very ambitious. At the very least, they're gonna try and interrupt. But look, the cross map is happening. You can see the Way's already moved to the bot side of MDK's jungle. The map is going to be split.
Another charm landing. Alvaro's here, still has his flash, is forced out. We're not even, the lane phase is just starting.
Well, I mean, so traditionally what you'll do is you'll put your supports into the mid lane, then you'll have your AD carries lane with the top laners, so then once the top laners get that XP along with the AD carries, then they can TP towards the stacked wave on the top side. As you can see that MDK is doing. The adaptation that BLG is saying is that we put our top and mid in mid lane, and that means that we can just fight you. What's an Alistar going to do at level 1 against us? They've got the traditional bot lane set up on the bot side of the map. This does mean, though, that if Bin does TP towards the top side, his support is going to be extremely far away from him, and he's going to be at risk of a dive.
But it is a clever adaptation because so often in lane swaps where both teams know it's coming, you don't have a Gnar who's very vulnerable to those early dives. We saw it at MSI as well with things like the Twisted Fate, like the Vayne. You just run into mid lane sometimes. Harass a bit level 1, try to build a greater advantage his way in Alvaro. Trading blows here, and
now, crucially, Alvaro's not level 2, which is...
Crucially, Alvaro's by himself against 4 people.
And he doesn't have flash. Oh, I mean, things are falling apart here for Mad Lions. Koi in the setup. The TP's going to come through. BLG's still going to commit to the dive.
This still seems pretty favorable. That level 1 Alistar's going to have to get a lot of work done. Q finally going to come out immediately. He goes down. Mirwin here to try to at least catch some of this XP. First blood is there, but level 3 for Mirwin is big. That much harder to dive. As long as he has W up, it's really difficult for BLG to pull the trigger. The Pathmaker crucial. Dashing through. Vault Breaker coming in. Flashback from Mirwin. The plasma stacks are already there. Just trying to get XP again. If he has to give his life, it's crucial that he gets the wave. At the very least, W win. Trying to get the Q3 back. Gets 1. Mirwin standing. Gets 2. BLG cooking a bit too much on the bottom side. They had the beef, they wanted the second course, but it was too damn greedy.
I was about to talk about how well BLG's target management was of the tower. They were managing the aggro so well, but then Mirwin finds the outplay. He gets himself 2 kills, and he's able to salvage what was a devastating start.
And it's the same in play-ins. The first time MDK pulled up this lane swap, it was Mirwin turning around to dive that made it look so good.
That tower shot onto Elk was crucial. Now, Wade doesn't end up taking tower aggro here. It's on, but he's trying to help his jungler get away to safety. The flash comes through from Bin as well to avoid the knockback, and Milton walks away with a double kill.
And crucially, he's there for all that XP. Doesn't even matter if he gets the
smirk, a small smirk. He can't be overconfident. He knows, hey guys, I pulled this off, but it's a big road to climb. Getting an early lead is one thing, but we've seen MDK find these early leads before and not be able to close out. And we're only 4 minutes in, so to call this a lead, I think would be generous.
You can tell it's day 1 of Worlds because the second anything happens, we're like, that's the best play I've seen in Worlds, which is technically true in Swiss stage, but we can take a breath. Remember that as much as obviously Mirwin is ahead individually, didn't get too much CS. The kills only giving him a small edge over the Gnar, likely still expected to fall behind here, but we have started to return at least to standard lanes. And the gold, not that significant in the favor of MDK, as Frescowie falling behind in these trades, trying to burn through that mana bar, just get the wave crashed in, calling in Elyoya to support him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Frescowie had the best play-ins when we look at the entire roster. I mean, going up a player like Knight, this is a matchup that typically favors Syndra, but Knight is just so experienced in this matchup specifically that you can see how he's able to find these nice trades and he's able to get a nice health advantage. And the fact that Frescowi doesn't have flash, he's going to be forced to go back to base. Now, Knight can look for a quick push, knowing that there's no TP available for Frescowi. Boots are going to come in from him as he makes his way back to lane as quickly as possible, but he is going to lose some farm. He may even lose most of the wave here as the Dragon now being started by BLG.
I respect the call here from BLG. Obviously, around the mid game, you can favor a lot of their options to try to snowball a bigger lead, but by denying Drakes early, they eliminate the late game threat at least somewhat from MDK. Headbutt Pole kicks things off. Elk, Ignite down, Satchel Charge stacking up. Elyoya waiting in the brush, on getting aggressive, but Alvaro's getting lower and lower. The Ignite still ticking, knockback into the wall coming in from Elyoya. The Drake already down. Now they know that Wei is on the bottom side. Shouldn't be too much more here other than pushing in the wave to crash. They do get the Ignite out of On, but nothing else really.
Just a bit of pressure put down to allow for the MDK bot lane to go back safely. Now Frescowi in a lot of danger.
Very much. One more dash coming in for Knight. But they already get the flash. TP not quite available for Frescowi as well. That's devastating. And this is kind of the fear when you go against this combo, Vi and the Ahri together. It's just so easy to get that set up.
He really wants to stick around though so he can get the level 6. He can't really afford to lose much more farm. You can already see that discrepancy starting to be built up in mids. But with that control, Wei is going to move from Dragon straight to the Grubs. Elyoya, he's going to be a little late to the party, and with no mid control, it's going to be a very difficult contest.
Getting in, getting involved. Knight, of course, does not have ultimate because of the previous play. Wei, I think a bit of a greedy call. Already got the Drake, wanted to go for more based on the mid lane trade, but MDK are here in time. They know the Knight does not have ultimate. They're trying to get a little bit more out of him. The stun connecting from the Alistair. Elyoya trying to follow up. Elk is here as well. Mirwin, now they're dog piling in, trying to get one, but they've already lost Alvaro in the process. Wei getting pulled away. Supa gonna get the reset. Will he jump again? 3v4 stacked against MDK. Mirwin Q3 ready to go. All out, slowly ticking down. Only a few more seconds where he's gonna be able to do damage. Flash with the wall coming in from Knight. Mirwin still continuing to step forward. On, taken out as well. MDK find the advantage in the skirmish.
BLG were first to get all 5 around the Grubs, and they were ready for a fight. But again, it's Mirwin. Mirwin with great play forces a flash out from Elk. Knight is forced to flash. He gets himself a kill as well. He finds himself 3-0 on 1 right now with a full level advantage over Bin on the top side. Mirwin, the star for MDK so far in this game.
Which in the context of everything that we have seen from him, both in play-ins and this year, it's not what you... Mirwin Cassante is not the champion that you think of as Supa. Gets a bit aggressive, damage down onto Elk.
He has the jump reset available. Vi is hovering around the top side of the map as the blue is being cleared. Pings are coming down onto On as well. Alvaro needs to get some vision as Elyoya makes his way up to secure the Scuttle Crab. But it's a tense affair as MDK performing better than expected here in the early game. Supa now in a bit of danger.
Has to be careful. Proactively rocket jumping out. Doesn't want to risk trying to go for the buffer with so much CC present on the rel. Alvaro's still only level 3, a little bit awkward. Not going to hurt too much, however, as Elyoya grabs the Scuttle Crab. Taking a look at the gold, still very close. Only 2 grubs picked up by MDK for the threshold that both teams are going to be looking for in the next spawn in about 3 minutes. So for now, a bit of calm across the map as Knight and Frescowi still continuing to trade, but the trade's still very much favoring Knight.
Always a joy to watch Knight play this Ahri. We already talked about how it is one of his all-time favorites, one of his most impressive champions, and he continues to do a good job in the mid lane. We turn our attention towards the next objective, of course, still 2 minutes away, so both teams looking to try and farm up, get as close as they can to that first core item, wanting to secure level 6s for a number of players.
Yeah.
Both On and Alvaro very starved of XP as a result of the lane swap. Wei, though, sets his sights on mid.
Frescowi going to be in trouble here, tries to get a knockback on a Knight, goes completely wide. Easy dive for BLG. Point-click CC from Vi is just so damn powerful.
Just very well executed as well. They'd already gotten Frescowi's flash earlier. Remember that they got it on the level 1. They weren't able to punish it the first time round, but this time they make it look clean. Knight now will secure the level 8, and as well get his first kill of the game. So very well done from BLG's mid-jungle there. Elyoya sets his sights on the top side.
Elk, no summons, but does have ulti. If they can mark up Elyoya, perhaps a way for him to escape. Backing away now, bit of additional movement speed, zoning away the flash, the ultimate. On locked up, and Elk manages to escape using the ultimate. Support taken out, MDK. Free access now to the plates on the top side.
Frescowi struggling in mid, but Elyoya making a smart choice. I'm just going to play towards where I know we have a strength. Supa's getting great trades onto Elk. They have a stacked wave. They're going to deny a lot of farm. Now Mirwin is the one that has to be careful. Bin even though he's behind in experience, knows the limitations of his champion, is getting good trades, and they're also securing plates on the bot side of the map. He has a CS advantage. Securing those plates is going to help close the gold gap between him and the top side of the map. And this is the thing about BLG. Sure, they may have lost a few early skirmishes. They might be getting picked off here and there. And while MDK have the kill lead, you can't ever afford to underestimate BLG. They're so good at moving around the map, looking for opportunities to punish their opponents. But so far, both teams being proactive on the side lanes.
Yeah, pretty even trades. MDK, small gold advantage. A lot of that because of the kills they've been able to amass, but still plates going in the favor of BLG. 20 seconds. Mountain Drake. Always a bit nerve-wracking for MDK if they do not have good vision control to walk into any of these objectives. The threat of Knight and Wei together alone is so much, but obviously once you add anyone else to the mix, it gets more and more chaotic. Elyoya, the only person on the map to complete an item thus far, will help him out a little bit, at least when he has ultimate available. Zeke's very cheap early purchase, but Wei getting set up around the Drake in the form of the Scuttle Crab, starting to clear out some of his vision, is the rest of BLG at least keeping an eye on the potential grub spawn.
I mean, it looks like MDK aren't interested. Did you just... Okay, he thought he had Hex Flash, and he just flashed. I'm pretty confident that's what just happened.
I looked away for a second. Was that real flash?
Yeah, that was that. I'm convinced Alvaro thought that he had Hex Flash, and then he just flashes into the ring. Yeah, a bit of an oopsie, but that's all right.
That's a weird bug with a 10-minute flash cooldown, guys. I don't know how to... MDK fans, don't worry about that one. A little concerning, but
it's all right. Grubs for Dragon Spawn, but Wei's killed that dragon pretty quick. Now, BLG, they want to contest this objective.
Frescowi over the wall has to be careful. Will be spotted now on Fog. One grub taken down again. 4 is what matters here. On going in. No level 6 for Alvaro is big. Knight has the ulti. The reset's coming in. Elyoya masks to kick things off. Frescowi now needs to finish the kill, but Knight already dashing on safety. They're chasing down Elk as well. They just need to get these kills down. 1 taken out. 80 carry off the board. Knight running. Grubs going to the side of MDK again. BLG are in position to contest, but MDK are just getting more in the fight.
The fact that they targeted Alvaro at the start of that was very smart, because as you highlighted, Dracos, no ultimate available on this Alistar, means that this Alistar is very squishy, so they're able to eliminate him, but they did invest a decent amount of resources, and with a nice counterplay from Elyoya to find that 2-man ultimate, we saw a bit of a misplay, a bit of a scary moment from Frescowi, because he doesn't use the ultimate immediately, so he has to flash over the wall before he can actually commit to that play. As Bin bounces in. No mana on Frescowi. Alvaro knows that he can't really afford to make any gambles here, but he really needs some XP. Is on, ticks over to 6. Alvaro is still a ways away from that level up.
Differences in the smallest margins, of course. Just a little bit of XP here, giving on that level 6, allowing them to start the fight. Credit really to Elyoya and Mirwin for just getting in there. Frescowi has so much CC from his allies that allows him to connect a lot of those easy skill shots, the Dark Sphere, into this Cat of the Week. And now doing pretty well on the stacks, approaching the second ability upgrade.
And notice now that the gold shift has gone over towards Bin. He's been farming well, he's been picking up plates, and even though Mirwin finds himself with 3 kills, Bin's just been doing a good job around the map and has just been pressuring the 1v1 out very well, that he's been able to get back that gold deficit that he was in. And he finds himself in a comfortable spot. The big advantage we really see is for Super, who's getting closer to that Infinity Edge. Just a bit of a fight in mid.
Good on Super to trade back onto On at least. Now the ulti's coming in, interrupting a dash out from Knight. Alvaro also putting him out as well. Knight's got no more charges left, but if they find a kill, he'll get 1 back. Knight now killing Alvaro, finding that angle. 1 more reset to go in. Elyoya amidst the entire team. Zeke Convergence doing a little bit of work. Elk trying to finish the kills, but Supa's still alive for now. Elyoya tanky, but not tanky enough. And no! It's coming in! Lightning! Static finishing the kill. Double now for Elk. That is soul crushing for the side of MDK.
A delicate fight, well fought by BLG. They dance around the MDK players, leveraging their mobility to the fullest, and they're able to find 3 kills, 4 even, after they started that pick onto Alvaro. Very well played from them. They get a bunch of plates into mid. They set their sights on the Rift Herald. We look back at this fight again, no level 6 for Alvaro. Just a bit of chip damage, traded back and forth, but then Wei sees his target. Nice stun from Frescowi on tonight to keep him at distance, but then they lock down Alvaro. The jump is invested from Super. He can't quite get that kill onto Wei. And then as the flash comes in from Elk, a situation that should have been very scary, Knight's positioning makes it hard for Frescowi to approach. And then the last bit of damage comes down to secure that kill onto Super. And Frescowi can't do anything to turn the fight around.
That's so frustrating for Super. If he's just a little bit further back, the static proc from killing Elyoya doesn't hit him. But oh boy, it did. Decent chunk of damage to get the job done. We take a look at the MasterCard lane economy snapshot. And it's all pointing to BLG right now after a fight like that. They're going to grab the Herald too. Of course, grub buff in favor of MDK. They can't pressure on the side lane here, but overall, really turning around what little advantage MDK had with that massive play in the mid lane.
Cross map is going to come through as BLG send Knight over towards the top lane, and Wei is securing the Herald. Elk is going to be pushing in mid, close to securing that tower.
Super knockback into the tower!
A bit of a misplay there from Elk. He ults behind Super, which allows Super to knock him into the tower. Getting that extra turret shot allows him to find a kill. A small moment of reprieve for Super after securing that Infinity Edge. Is tower going to be traded now on the top side of the map. Level 11 for Knight. This Ahri only continues to get stronger.
And this is such a terrifying position to be in if you're MDK. Yes, the gold is close, the itemization not too different between the teams overall, but their team is built to make picks. They're so good at finding these creative angles as a team. You highlighted it in the draft. Their target selection is so good as well, and you can see for MDK in these team fights, BLG so much more comfortable weaving in and out of the fight, playing on the edge, finding these small advantages, and MDK, not only are they going to struggle in terms of gold deficit, but their composition not quite as quick to collapse on those opportunities.
I mean, BLG are also just good at setting up their sideways. Look, they've got Knight catching top wave. He has the TP available. Bin is constantly pressuring in on this bot wave, specifically chipping away at that tower. Frescowi just doesn't feel safe, even though he has vision coverage around the bot side of the map. It's BLG that's just constantly pressuring the map. And then when they do group, MDK feel forced to oblige, so they're then losing farm on the side lanes. And you can see how this is starting to showcase in the CS discrepancies. Mirwin's down 40 CS, mid lane is down 30 CS. BLG is ultimately just playing map. Now they drop the Herald. This gives them control over mid as MDK set their sights on trying to pick Bin in the bot lane.
Bin picking up a Cinder. Trying to speed his way out, at least by a bit more time. But with Herald down, they really have to get something done here for the side of MDK. Bin about to turn Mega, gets the double hop out before he goes. Not even going to get connected on by the Q3 from Mirwin. Just walking away, buying so much time. Bit of a sunken cost fallacy here for the side of MDK. They've given everything to kill Bin. They will at least try to get that, but On is now here as well. Bin will finally fall, but BLG get 2 towers in the mid lane.
The cost of that is, as you rightly said, 2 big objectives in the mid lane. The top wave is going to be pushed in completely uncontested. Knight now ticks over to level 12. He can start chipping away on this tower, but the TP flank is likely going to be his priority, and there it is.
TP behind. Spots Knight coming, but it's going to be difficult to lock that Ahri down. Knight already level 12. Alvaro level 6. Comes out a little bit late. The Unbreakable will.
Alvaro is starved of so much experience.
Frescowi, just dead. Gonna take an extra second here. Tries to get tricky with it, but Knight and Wei. I mean, we talked about it in draft, right? This is a terrifying mid-jungle duo, and it worked out exactly as expected. It is so difficult now for MDK to play the map. BLG collapsing for their 3rd Drake. And while, yes, MDK are staying even in the kill department, everything else is going in favor of BLG.
Yeah, you have to recognize what just happened on the map. Bin drew 4 people, ultimately, to the bot side of the map. That allowed BLG to pressure top, pressure mid, where they secured 2 towers. And then because the top wave was pushed in, Knight could then TP in to create a 4 versus 5. And even though they're down numbers, so many resources were invested to even try and kill Bin that not only did BLG find a pick onto an overextended Frescowi, they then converted into the Dragon as well. They literally got everything at the cost of Bin's life.
And that's credit to Bin, really, for surviving as long as he did, because very often, high-level League of Legends, it's trade for trade. Hopefully you're trading up in these circumstances, but Bin just basically made that the worst trade deal ever for MDK by taking so much time, by ensuring that there were more follow-up plays. And now, MDK incredibly far behind. Yes, it is only a 3K deficit, but Soul Point is right around the corner. If they don't have setup on that Drake, it's easy pickings for the side of BLG.
I mean, BLG are just doing a really good job of managing their side lanes. Like, you can see it in terms of the itemization that both carries for BLG and Knight and Elk have secured their 2nd. And now they set their sights on the top tier 2. They're just meticulously tearing apart what control MDK have. And even though there's deep vision on the side of MDK, their own jungle is very dark and full of terrors.
Yeah, and beautifully highlighted by our observers just to show how little MDK see right now.
And they're fine just letting this Syndra push in bot lane. They don't care. They're really not worried about it. They're happy to play the 4-1. Mirwin doing what he can to clear out the wave, but it's not going to be enough as this tower gets lower and lower.
Knight stepping up just to harass. Of course, if a charm does connect, very likely to be a kill. Mirwin and Elyoya probably the only ones tanky enough to survive that initial burst. But now returning to topside, and MDK kind of forced to play wherever BLG decide to apply pressure. And again, they find the pick. MDK, bit of sleight of hand there, paying all that attention to the top side of the map. Bit of a sloppy rotation there from Frescow. He thought he could wander through, thought they saw enough people that he was safe to take a riskier path to topside, but he was not.
I mean, it's crazy to me that that's even the risky path, right? I mean, this is the thing, that the pressure that BLG put down, but it's exactly what their comp wants to do. Find these picks. We've talked so much about it. They have so much lockdown. Vi and Ari as a mid-jungle duo is so lethal if you're caught out of position. And, I mean, what was Super even allowed to do? It was just a difficult situation. Sorry, for Sky, what was he even allowed to do in that situation is BLG find themselves another pick. They find themselves another tower. And you can see now how much control BLG have over the entire map.
Yeah, and the win probability powered by AWS is looking a little one-sided, unsurprisingly. Of course, there are situations where, you know, a 4K gold lead doesn't feel insurmountable. It is 2 fully completed items for both AD carries in this context. Third, of course, much closer to completion on the side of Elk. But those are the big breakpoints, the full completed items. That said, BLG with so much more control, Supa at least getting a bit of harass here down onto on. But overall, the angles of attack here for MDK becoming more and more limited. Mirwin at least has a bit of a flank, will be spotted on that control ward. Crucially, BLG, do they want to go for the collapse here? Instant charm. Mirwin probably has to ult out to safety, but the layering of CC is flawless from BLG.
Good vision coverage, just prevents Mirwin from finding the flank that he's looking for. Doesn't even get an opportunity to use the flash or the ultimate. Now the Baron is started off by BLG. They'll either use this to turn and fight, or they'll just take the objective. MDK is being pressured on both sides of the map. The bot tier 2 is falling. The Baron is getting low. Elyoya looking for a steal.
See Elyoya though. He'll have to flash to the pit if he wants to get this. TP now coming in as they already got the side lane tier 2. Baron going to fall in favor of BLG. MDK now starting a fight at a man disadvantage. This is going to be disastrous. Been finding one with a quick angle off to the side. Frescowy trying to get down as much damage as he possibly can, but the carries are getting deleted. Supa down, Frescowy down. All Elyoya and Alvaro can do is run. BLG just absolutely dominating.
It comes back to the target selection. Frescowy and Supa, the only real damage dealers on the side of MDK, immediately locked down, focused up, and destroyed. BLG win another one-sided team fight with the Baron to boot. Keep your eyes on this. Knight just kind of chipping away at the health bars. The ultimate comes down to Frescowy. Elk goes for the 1v1 against Supa, and the ultimate, I mean, Frescowy tries to throw it down onto way. He basically takes no damage, at the very least trying to get something back, but Knight sidestepping and navigating his way around the stun means that he's able to get that kill. Supa is shut down. And BLG, they dominate the fight.
Certainly do. And those situations are you kind of where you know you're getting outclassed a little bit. When the Gnar is splitting, takes the tower, and then in leisurely time shows up to fight with a man advantage, the game is not going well for you. And I think for MDK, given the tools that they have, yes, if they can stall, they can get more items on Supa, things might get a little bit easier, but there's a Kai'Sa, Ahri, Vi, and if any piece of CC hits Supa, it is so hard for them to peel for their AD carry.
The most impressive thing to me about this game is it felt like the BLG just had no wasted movements, you know? Every time they reset back out onto the map, they were doing something productive and they were getting small advantages every single time, and it was just such a macro difference between them as they now set their sights for another fight.
Bin knockback, Supa, nice buffer to make it out to safety, way off to the side. Mirwin taking a lot of that initial damage. Ulti now coming in from the buy. Frescowy getting lower and lower, just trying to 1v1 Bin, but not doing a whole hell of a lot. Bin still standing. Ulti did for Frescowy, but Bin is still alive! He just keeps hitting! He's walking away, that tiny Yordle adding insult to injury as BLG again just wiped the fight. MDK looking for these angles of attack. Last desperate moves, but the flash charm coming in from Knight is enough. The ace there for BLG, and it feels like they might just end it here.
It's complete domination, a 5-0 clean ace from BLG, 23.5 minutes in. They absolutely decimate MDK, and they have a statement performance here. Game 1 in the Swiss Stage of Worlds 2024.
That's a Medjai's, he bought that Medjai's third item and it already has 23 stacks. Knight is very fed. Everyone is very fed.
I mean, there's a reason a lot of people respect his Ahri.
Yeah.
I mean, we look back at this fight, right? And it's Bin initiates the play. It's already a lost fight because Supa's disengaging. So now they've lost all their damage. Now MDK is already forced to retreat. BLG set their sights onto Mirwin to get rid of the front line. Frescowy TP's in and basically gets soloed out by Bin, who's followed up with Knight. And they have the damage combined to be able to secure that kill. And then it's just a matter of cleanup for BLG. They don't lose a single member. Bin is protected. The Starak's doing work. And yeah, it's a difficult one for Elyoya as he knows how how challenging this game has been. They had a promising start. A few fumbles from BLG allowed for MDK to find good advantages. Super getting picks, Mirwin having a strong lead, but once BLG got out into the side lanes, they've been unstoppable.
Certainly, and I think this is one of the things about the best teams in the world and the potential tournament favorites, a team like BLG, that makes them so terrifying is sometimes people look at League of Legends as this turn-based game, but when you're playing against a team at the caliber of BLG, they're always on the next move. It feels like you never have a chance to breathe. You always need to be planning 1 or 2 steps ahead, and if you can't keep up with that pace of game, you're rapidly going to fall behind. Mirwin grouping so much, finding kills, but it was Bin farming on a side lane, always trading up just that tiny bit, and eventually the early lead that MDK found just did not mean anything.
Now BLG set their sights on the Nexus. They've got the Soul. Frisco trying to find a stun, maybe you can convert it into something. But the pressure is continuing them out. They don't have that top wave. Bin going to try and unlock the super minions. They do have the bot one though, and that tower's going to fall very quickly.
Pretty effortless for BLG to play on 3 lanes right now. MDK have to commit so much just to get close. Scatter the Weak, really their only long range, engage tool other than a headbutt pulverize from Alvaro. But if Alvaro goes in, they have to win that fight or it's over. Ben continues to harass. Slow, controlled finish coming in from BLG, just taking their time, knowing they don't really need to force anything.
Yeah, they're still showing respect. You know, they know that there's a world where they could throw. I mean, it would have to be quite egregious, but even so, they're leveraging the pick tool, or the poke tools they have, with the W coming out from the Kai'Sa, the charms, and Q's coming out.
Starting, Knight locked up again. Can they just delete this Ahri? But no, the interrupt is clean from On, and Knight manages to make it out for a brief moment. Now Mirwin going toe-to-toe with Elk on the backside of the fight. Kazante not strong enough. Supa back in the found, Ignite ticking, finally starting to heal, but 4 members still stand on BLG, and that is going to do it. Supa, not enough damage, not enough left in the tank. BLG getting first blood here in the Worlds 2024 Swiss stage. A final fight, but it will not matter.
MDK is able to round out the game by at the very least putting a blemish on the KDA of Knight, reducing it from infinity to 18.
And that's a big drop when you think about it. Taking some of those stacks away as well. Obviously an incredible game one. We're going to send things over to the analyst desk immediately so they can talk more about what took place.
And we're so excited to do so, especially me. Wow, okay. Clear MDK, a bit out of their depth versus BLG.
So, BLG looked